But last week, Thursday, we watched the United and Lyon.
Oh my goodness. Ballon d'Or nominee Harry Maguire. I don't understand.
If Man United win the Europa,
Yes,
again, it's a trophy that Arsenal doesn't have.
if they win it again.
If Arsenal doesn't win the Champions League,
Yeah.
who's had the better season?
Yeah.
But again, Champions League football, guys. One chance, one goal, you go home. Ruth Kroll wins the treble, and then all of a sudden, he's let go. He doesn't know what's happening.
Guys, people go through things in life.
Ribero's missing home.
Guys, missing home.
Mara, you don't go home. You go. Like, guys, it's sweet there. When you go up north, they don't care about what your season is. You need to win the trophy. Does it devalue his loyalty when he leaves now?
Loyalty
No,
is
it doesn't.
overrated.
I think he leaves Leicester as a hero, and he's
Mara,
done
he's
everything. And
leaving
also
Leicester.
needs to give chance to other kid who's been waiting for his starting.
I get what you're saying about like the toughness of the league, but to finish with 11 points, like that's insane.
Finally, we check out the newest, freshest footballing show. But it's not just about football, it's also about the banter. It's on a league of its own. Onside the banter league. It's the banter league.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sports lovers from all over the world, welcome to Onside the Banter League. Today, we are so lucky that you have joined us. Thank you so much, man, guys, for all the support continuously. Please share the live with this video. I mean, not
You
live.
said the live.
Please share when this episode goes live. And thank you for your support. A big shout out to our veteran gift, wherever he is. Today we'll be talking Zamalek, we'll be talking Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, the CAF Champions League. We'll be talking relegated Leicester City and some of the relegated teams, and potentially who gets to go to the final of the UCL.
Today.
The bundle. Network is
It's taking since he couldn't celebrate. Not yet.
No, you know what? Actually, I was hoping Arsenal wins.
Really?
Yeah, I just wanted to drag this whole thing out. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Because I'm just like, you know, when you're winning, you be like Usain Bolt and you just like still look back. I just
You gotta put that champagne on ice. Y'all aren't there yet, eh?
But it's good that actually it came to a draw, because it means potentially we could be celebrating the technical win already of the league on Sunday at home, which I think is something that we really want to do. No, winning it before we win it.
Yeah.
It's at home, because last time there was just chairs, the camera guys, and the security guards who were just guarding the masks. That's the only thing they were
I don't
guarding.
want to speak about this.
Why didn't you?
No,
just speak
don't
about
worry.
it?
You're still in the race-ish.
You know what's crazy?
You're
actually?
there, dog. You're there. Like, when
You know
you
what's
really think
crazy?
about it.
I don't know what notes to start off this episode, but I'm actually very sad, to be honest.
Okay.
It's like
About?
my heart is actually sad, but also at the same time, it's like so Pilaka is open. My heart is surgeon. Yeah, my heart is surgery. No, my heart.
I want to see where this is going.
I can't even help him. That's the worst part. I can't help you.
This whole week I was just mourning the
Mourning?
departure of Trent. It took a while, because if you notice, a couple of my jerseys have his number at the back, so which means it's one of my favorite players.
Mara, weren't you the same one who was saying that he can go?
No, he can go
Like-
if he wants
like he
to
must
go.
stay-
No. He's saying personally he can go for his personal growth.
No.
But as for the club, it's like, damn.
Do you know what happened, Des? Do you know what happened?
What happened?
What happened is Mo Salah signed a contract, Van Dijk signed a contract, and now
And then
guys
the
are no
tears-
longer
the
hurt.
tears dried up.
Now you guys are no longer
Because
hurt.
there was a potential to lose like
All three.
all three. That's the thing.
There was potential, but I think letting him go is the best thing to do as Liverpool fans. I don't know what video I saw, and this guy was expressing how remember, football is a career.
Okay.
It's a profession also at the same time. So we can't expect somebody who's accomplished everything in company APC to not try other things at company CDE.
Is that how people feel about
and also,
De Bruyne?
This
So
feels
that-
like deja vu. Didn't
Man.
you say this?
I mean, like, Trent is a brilliant player. You know why? Because I think more than anything, I'm just sad that we can't find a talent like him. I'm not saying we want a right back that plays exactly like him, but I think we can share the same sentiment. He's a talented person behind on a football in general.
Yeah.
Obviously, now we're going to have to go back to a traditional right back, someone who's just there, just making those, overlaps and he comes back. Unlike Trent, where he was more effective in his attacking. So, yeah, man, I'm just like, you know what? I wish him well. To be honest with me, I wish him well, and I hope he succeeds at Real Madrid. And if he wins another Champions League with them, then great for his career. But I think, as Liverpool fans, I think it's okay to let other people grow. Yeah, I wanted to get that off my chest.
So mature.
You know what happens when you take your underwear off one time on the show? Like you come back a different man.
Pause.
You know what I mean? No, but I think you're right though. Like I do think you're right. Oh, Jets, I know we're behind on the. Well, we're not behind. It's far back. But last week Thursday. We watched the United and Lyon.
Oh my goodness. Ballon d'Or nominee Harry Maguire. I don't understand how Imram is able to turn a central defender into a poaching striker, bro.
Mara guys.
I'm at George every time.
We're at a club when this happens, right?
Yeah.
And as always, I'm seeing your former Arsenal player, Lacazette, doing his thing, celebrating, thinking he's clenched the winner. Not until Mr. Ballon d'Or golden winner, Harry Maguire, pulls up. Bro, the whole club. I saw the girls thought the guys were talking to them, about the Hubblies and the vibes and situation.
Yeah.
Bro, as soon as that ball went inside the net, even the DJ forgot.
Doc, they stopped the music there.
Eruption.
Let's say, 1, 2, 3, we love you, United. Nigga, I said that, bro, because I was just like, what happened? Because mind you, they were down 2-0, and I'm like, and everyone in the club was like, United,
what's
United.
new here?
Right? Now we're looking at aggregate now, right? 1, 2, cool. Leon comes back again. We're like, okay, now it's done.
Now it's extra
Then
time.
Harry Maguire goes there to the front. We're like, hey, man, this situation doesn't make sense, bro. And I've never loved Man United so much. Onana was so happy even though he conceded 5 in total. But, hey.
I think the love comes from feeling bad from all the pain that they've gone through. That thing just showed that they still have fire in them. Look, I always speak amazing things about Maguire on the show.
Really?
Every single... Yes! I mean, I've got a Maguire poster on my wall at home. As a Liverpool fan, I shouldn't even be having a poster
Next
of
to
Maguire.
Nunez.
Next to Darwin Nunez and Anthony. Hear me out.
Anthony!
First of all, you're wrong for that one.
Yeah.
But what's just so beautiful is a beautiful moment of football. And I think Man United has not had so many moments this season.
Mara guys, okay, can I say this? Is Man United a big game team now? Not a consistent, but if you look at the past few years, they've won trophies. When the game is hot and something is needed, they go and win.
Except when they're chasing 3 points. I don't know what happens there.
I get it. That's a long-term.
It's a long-term thing.
Mara,
I see what
if
you
it's
mean.
a hot game, is that what Manchester United has become? Even under Ten Hag. I mean, they beat City.
Yeah, and they won the Community Shield as well.
You get what I mean?
I'm not lying. I think you have a point because now on Sunday they lost to Wolves, right? They were able to beat Lyon. They lose to Newcastle. They draw against Man City. They lose to Forest.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it right now. They draw to Arsenal, but which they barely scrape by. So, yeah, I think you're correct. I
think we'll see the best of Imram next season. I think it's a coach who kind of needs, like, just some time. The same way Arsenal and the Emirates gave Arteta some time. What's going on now?
Very interesting.
Can I ask a question?
Look how excited he is.
In the last 5 years,
who's
had a better time? Manchester United or Arsenal?
Trophy-wise, Man United. Trophy-wise, Man United.
That's why I'm asking.
Silverware-wise, Man United. So to your point,
I'm asking.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Wait.
I think I get the point you're trying to make.
Who's been better? Ten Hag, Amorim, or Arteta?
Okay, I'll say the first
Think
question.
about it. Let's go.
No, because
I just want to hear from you guys.
I think the reason that's even a question
Yeah.
is just
Because-
we're looking at like history of Man United. That's why that's a question.
No.
Right?
No,
Past
in the
5
last 5
years.
years. In the last
Oh,
5
past-
years.
Last 5 years.
Ole Gunnar
5
Solskjaer,
years.
bro. I'll
Oh,
give
we're
Ole
not
Gunnar
looking at
Solskjaer some credit.
we're not looking at
No,
the
5
Man
years.
United to where they are now. We're looking at 5 years.
They have more silverware than these guys. And these guys have been, with the coaches, been building for like 6-7 years.
Okay,
I don't know how
okay.
many
And
years.
Arteta's been called one of the best coaches ever. Or they're saying he's one of the best coaches. He's up there.
Allegedly.
So then, how does it stack up? I want to hear from you guys.
I think what that makes, and I'll say it on camera, I think what that makes, it makes Mikel Arteta the number one man in the number 2 business. Because it's shit.
But he's been the guy who's in charge. Why is he number 1?
He's the number 1 in being in number 2 business.
Oh, okay.
He's number 1 in the number 2 business. Because what do you mean so many years and no silverware?
No, that's what I'm asking. That's what everybody keeps telling me. Arsenal has been having such a great time.
No.
Arsenal is such a great team.
But there's no
Look at the
silverware.
5 years. But Ten Hag.
I see the project though.
I see.
If I'm being honest with you, Arsenal has been able to come back into the Champions League.
Yeah.
And surprisingly to all the football lovers in the world, Arsenal is in the semi-final. Whether we like
So
it
are we gonna use that as,
or not.
Yeah,
Arsenal. No, it's progressive. You know,
But not-
I think when a manager comes in or a coach comes in, he's got his own deliverable that he has to deliver. He's promising the people up there Champions League top 4 football, cup competition, something somewhere. And from where he took Arsenal from looking now, yes, there's been a lot of empty promises there, a lot of pull-out games like he doesn't want to pay me, but I still want to go in proud. Yeah, but
when is the last final?
Wait,
let
he's
me
just
land.
gonna let that go.
Let me land.
He's just gonna let
Let
that
me
go.
land.
And listen, I'm done talking to this guy.
What is happening?
Me personally, I'm done talking to
There's
this
progress.
guy.
There's progress compared to a Man United or a Chelsea. How many managers have you had in the last 5 years?
But what have they done?
I think that's the
What is the return?
No, but I see what he's saying though in terms of what they do is different for each club. You know what I'm saying? For example, we can say, cool, Chelsea managers come in, they want to rebuild, right?
Yeah.
Man United managers come in, they want to take them from 12th to at least 8th.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're saying, you guys, right?
Progressively, you're doing really well,
You're
dog.
doing,
Like
it's different goals. Like what
you
he's
came
saying.
second last year to the Premier League.
Okay.
This year in the Champions League, and you could finish second or third this season. We don't know, but I would say that's a great season.
But that's a great, and even
because now you've
Yeah.
got experienced players, and then Arteta can now start building from a bench so that he has a solid team in general, like
Yeah.
Pep did. Maybe I'm wrong.
5
Maybe
years.
okay. Nyaguza,
No,
dog.
I'm asking. No. I'm asking for the context of that. That's why I was asking.
That's why you said
when
5
you
years
compare them to
specifically, yeah.
Man United, for example. We've all been saying Man United is a shit show. Everything is bad. Blah blah blah. All of that stuff. They've come back with a return. They've got something.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Arteta won in his first season.
Yep.
That season finished 8th. 8th the following season. 5th, 2-2 now. Which is progress. I
Yeah,
guess
no,
you can
yeah,
say it's
it's
progress,
progress.
even though the season anyway.
Mine's the silverware.
Minus the silverware. So what are we valuing at Arsenal that is different to everywhere else? And do you think that Arteta would have been given the same amount of time elsewhere?
I think what's going on there, he's been given a chance. Because
A
I
long
can tell you right
chance,
now,
eh?
but I think, Mina, what I'm seeing here is Arteta has built a formidable team. Like that's undoubtable. Yes, I think just for a team, it doesn't mean a team is successful because they won something. Yes, the argument would be silverware, we need trophies, etc., etc. But I think you can't measure how dope a team is or how great a team is based on, you know what I'm saying? Because you can find Nottingham Forest having 5 people on form who play way better than everybody in the Premier League, and they'll still win nothing, even though Mang had a dope season or Mama had a dope season. I mean, true. If you think about it like that. But I hear what you are saying to your point. But I mean, I'm just here to give Mikel Arteta his flowers wherever he is. I'm like, dude, to be honest, to be in the semi-finals and you still, like, Liverpool's out here, my brother. They're out here and they haven't won it yet. You're still there at the back. If we lose every game,
Hey, Prince, how do you go from I want to give you your flowers, but you're still there at the back? Like, how do you get from like?
But I get George's point. That was just maybe seeing the work that he does, and maybe there should be pressure, from upstairs to say we need a title now, whatever the case might be. But
do
I
you
think
think-
him progressing to the Champions League and this far, that will give him another year. in his contract.
But like, why do you think he has so much time? Like, because like what to George's
He had
point
to build
is like
from scratch.
No. Scratch is crazy. But like I'm
had
saying, from
How many
coaches last
senior
that long?
players are in Arsenal in the top 11? In the first 11?
It took him 3 years to match the points tally that Unai Emery had when he left.
Yeah.
It took him 3 years to match what Unai Emery missed out on top 4 by 1 point.
No, but I think the only problem with that is because the language he spoke with the players.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
he
saying.
He didn't speak in his language with the players. He was constantly speking closer because upilateta njalo. Don't speak closer to Arsenal players because manje uyabathethisa. Uyangasena.
So you're saying it was just the daily Teta every...
Exactly.
Okay, wait. One last question.
Never
One last
be an
question.
Do you
analytical
think
show.
that if Amorim is given the same amount of time that Arteta has gotten, do you think that
And he can
he
buy
could
players?
do something similar?
He could. I mean, the
Do you
team.
trust him?
The team inherited, bro. Let's be honest. That's not the best Man United team we've ever seen.
Okay.
Like we shit a lot on this team because obviously as team rivals, we're not gonna care, bro. Like it's your bad season, have it.
They have the worst
Have at it.
goalkeeper as
But
well. It's a lot.
But I think when he starts bringing in the players he wants to bring in, I mean, Ten Hag brought in the whole Ajax squad. And he still didn't do shit. He won something, one with Tunyana. You know, every time there's a plan until he got fired. But he hasn't had a chance to even buy a striker. I mean, Højlund is literally a flop in Man United
He had to
history.
take Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire has more goals.
and what? God, how did they land on that? Like, how did they say, you know what, Harry? It's y'all, Harry.
But I
y'all,
think it's
Harry.
things I see in training. How the guy is good in the box, how he's any opportunity in there he can score. Headers, he's there with the big forehead pass of his. He's just there, just like banging in
So is
goals.
it time to make...
Maguire striker,
If
yes.
it works so much in these close games,
in emphasis
Would you-
on these close games.
but would you consider...
Play me as a
Would you,
striker.
no, I'm just... this is just a question. Would you consider putting him up there and just going, do that for 90 minutes?
Bro, I promise you do better than Højlund. That bro will have like
You think Maguire would do
six-
better in 90 minutes than Højlund? Don't look at...
If Harry Maguire were to start 90 minutes, he would have more shots on target than Højlund would have.
How many goals does Højlund have?
Yes, sir.
Actually,
don't know.
let's check
check
the
it out.
stats. Because, you know, the worst part is I can't
Yeah.
even disagree with him yet.
Yes. Yet.
What about, what's his name?
He's trying to find... He's trying to...
No,
He's
no,
trying to
I'm trying-
connect now.
And what's his name? Garnacho?
No, Ganacho, I'm not sure how many goals. Well,
Yes,
Prince is going to pull it
Because
out.
I feel like he's also up there in terms
Premier
of...
League is 3.
Who, Højlund?
Højlund.
Højlund.
And then Europa League 5.
And Maguire?
That's total. That's all he has. Right? So we're going to go to Harry Maguire now. Give me a second.
Because if you're actually right, I will punch myself.
If Man United win the Europa,
Mhm.
how does that compare?
Build a stage for Harry Maguire.
Now I'm just asking, great guys. I just want to ask
What's
questions.
going on with you today? Today you are thinking, yes.
No. If Man United win the Europa,
Yes,
again, it's a trophy that
Again.
Arsenal doesn't have.
if they win it again.
If Arsenal doesn't win the Champions League,
Yeah.
who's had the better season?
Man United. Hey, Mara, you
Even
guys,
with the second.
Hey, Mara, you guys made it to if you make it to the finals.
That's a big if.
If you make
That's a
I don't know
big
about
if.
big if. I think if you make it to the finals, I could.
They're not beating PSG, bro. Like, are we actually...
Say shy PSG, please.
Can I be a hater and be okay? Like, can I
Please.
just be allowed to hate? You think a PSG that has knocked out every Premier League team
Who had the better
out of the
season?
Champions League? Do you understand that?
Versus the team that knocked out the holders.
What? There was no Real Madrid there. It was just Real.
Versus the team that knocked out the
There
holders.
was no Real Madrid that day, like we all knew.
Versus the team that went to the Bernabeu and won.
With the roof closed.
With the roof closed. That
Talking
won.
about a team that couldn't win against Palace last night.
5-1.
Yeah, but
A team that couldn't win against Palace last night.
5-1.
Bro, this is not Real Madrid.
5-1.
But to answer your question,
George will never let me
Five.
live.
George, to answer your question, United would have had the better season.
Okay.
Because
Harry
they got
Maguire's
the-
4 goals in total season. Højlund is 8.
Also, he's banging.
He's banging
Europa.
now.
Go Europa is banging.
2 Europa, 1 FA Cup.
No,
1
I'm
Premier
saying
League.
Højlund is banging. Go Europa.
Yes.
Mm.
He's banging. So,
But it's Europa.
but also it's Man United. Anyway,
Very interesting.
That was the thought exercise for the
that was
day.
us to melt our brains. Welcome to the show. I want to read you this thing again in case you guys don't know. There is no better place to bet on Betway Prem than the home of PSL Betway. So bet a total of at least 10 Rand or more on Betway Premiership games and you'll be rewarded with a 10 Rand extra bet and 10 Rand bonus flights on Aviator. Yes, I said it. That's 10 bonus flights on Aviator. So remember, there is no need to enter. Just make bets totaling at least 10 Rand to qualify. So the minimum amount is just 10 Rand. That's how you enter. Terms and conditions do apply. Single bets, multi-bets placed pre-match and live will qualify. Only the first cumulative 10 Rand per each per bet each week, Monday to Sunday, will qualify. Extra bets and bonus fights will be credited automatically and may take up to 48 hours to reflect. Remember with bets where we get way more. And also in Kumbuzeng a bet influencer, which is one way you can make money for yourself when you share your winning slips. If you're a guru at this betting thing, remember that you can share your thing and be part of the bet influencer squad and then share all across the world. You got people who are doing absolutely amazing things about this normal boy, people like you Pratit, and a lot of I would say football punters, they call them. They share their codes. Those guys from X, there's those ones that are sharing slips of 1 rand, like Jengute's.
1 rand.
I mean, as long as you
bet
bet with more than 10 rand, I'm going to be rich. Shana no days shama 1 rand sleep, ube right. Remember to bet responsibly and no gambling for people under the age of 18. And check your commas. I realized that every time I bet and there's a match,
Now let me explain. Guys, I thought I won 1.4, but it was 1 rand 44 cents.
1 rand 44 cents. This
From bet influencer, by the way, but still.
But there were 3 digits after the call.
I made 800 from sharing my slips. It's not really a lot, to be fair. I've accumulated 800 bucks.
But you're starting out though.
I just arrived. I mean, this is my first, I would say,
the
month.
fact that you got 800.
I shared and then people believed in me, but also Champions League week happened and people lost faith in me.
Yeah, no, like
They're not betting my slips.
Hey, that Champions League slip, I was just like, bet Prince's code. Go to sleep, trusting my boy.
Boy, I trust him. But you know I live on cash outs though. So
You didn't give the signal though. But anyway, it's fine.
Yeah,
He
I
never
know.
gives
I
the
saw him.
signals.
I saw him saying signals. Okay, let's bring it home.
Yeah.
We just wanted to refresh our minds. In fact, we're gonna bring it home, but still remain there at the top of the continent. We're gonna talk about what's gonna be happening in Egypt in the next 48 hours or so. 24, I would say.
Yeah, 24
in your own knowledge. But we've got the the CAF Champions League happening again.
Yeah.
Second leg. We saw and we
Semi-finals.
spoke about this. Do you wanna talk about the matches that happened last week, at the CAF, obviously Pirates, and
No, we can touch on
covered
them.
both. Didn't we cover both?
We covered both.
did cover one.
We covered
we covered
the. Yeah, we did. We did.
covered both.
Yeah, we did.
We covered both. So let's talk
But I
about the
think we were
second
more in
leg.
the Sundowns game more. We covered more there.
Yeah.
Because which game was playing while we were here is the Pirates one.
It was the Pirates.
So we
one,
never
it
really
was
got to
playing.
dig deep. So
Yeah.
I think when I was looking at the stats during the week, for both the South African teams, shot on targets, zero. Zero.
Yeah.
That goes to show you the Egyptians, they came to this country to make sure that they don't go home with any goals conceded.
Yeah.
And right now with the second leg upon us, how do you guys feel the South African teams will do on the second leg?
Well, George said this already, right? Like exactly what George said, that they're gonna come here, they're gonna play a very calm game,
Yep,
they're not gonna let you score, they're gonna put those extra passes. They're coming here to do training. That's what they came to do, and that's exactly what you do. When you watch the game, there was no overcommitment. There was no you're seeing someone make a decision of we need to. It was just no, gents, let's come down,
Relax.
You know what I'm saying?
Play ball, 90 minutes, gonna be over.
And that was it. And it was just like, you're watching this game, you're like, yeah, no, GG's, hey? GG's. And now you know, by the time we get that side in that cold ass climate,
It's very crucial for both teams
it's about to go down.
to come up with the result.
Yeah.
So in your experience, George, all your expertise, you know how both teams perform locally, you know how they perform in crucial matches like this, you know how they perform in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So how do you see, let's start with Mamelodi Sundowns first. Like how do you see them going to Al Ahly? I always struggle to say this.
Al Ahly, man.
Al Ahly. Sorry, Al Ahly.
Need to get that
How do you see them?
I think Mamelodi Sundowns, what's interesting about Mamelodi Sundowns is that they normally dominate those games. Like they've got the possession, they've got the passes, they've got all of that stuff. So you're probably going to see a little bit more of that. The only problem is that they need to finish. They need to find a way to score because Al Ahly is going to just wait for a mistake. That is what they're going to do. They're going to wait for you to make a mistake. Somebody slips, they score. It's 1-0, they're fine. It is very interesting because obviously being the away team and obviously in the CAF Champions League, the away goal rule is still applicable.
Still applies, yeah.
If Sundowns can get a goal,
An early one.
then it makes it tough because obviously Al Ahly then has to score too, right? But hey, it's interesting. Al Ahly has never beaten Sundowns like this. Like in the last 5 games, Al Ahly doesn't have a win versus Mamelodi Sundowns. And in this case, they can't afford to draw, right? They have to go out and win. So the way I see it, Sundowns should try and control the game for as much as possible. Try and frustrate Al Ahly because at some point the pressure switches.
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns' problem in CAF games has always been the same thing. They can't stay switched on for 90 minutes. And you just need one mistake.
I believe in Mamelodi Sundowns. In 2023-2024 season, Sundowns did beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
And then away, they came out of the draw, right?
In the AFL.
Yeah, early group stages. So I think Mamelodi Sundowns, knowing how they play, there is potential for them to cause an upset.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously, us as South Africans, we're saying Sundowns are the favorites. But when you watch football, you're like, not Al Ahly, not at
But you know
home.
what's interesting? Mshishi is back. Tembazwane
is back.
Shigabala.
Is the Champions League game ready?
Well, he came in the game. Oh, look, I was at the stadium. He came into that game and he lifted everybody. The fans, the players, they actually started playing when he came on.
There's a different energy to
But
it,
the
yeah.
problem is, since he's been on injury for so long,
How many months? 7 months.
when you bring him back in, right? Sundowns has created something. Ribeiro has been the star player.
Yeah.
The moment Shigabala comes back, Ribeiro has to go back to that right wing and relax.
Yeah.
And I don't think you want to mess with the chemistry of what they've
what's
built
been
up to this
happening.
point.
Because it's been such a long
But
time.
if he
Yeah,
is
no,
a game
100%,
changer, like you mentioned that he is, isn't bringing him like a no-brainer?
I mean, it depends on...
Not to start.
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. It's like you're looking at, okay, cool, you've built a team with the certain level of chemistry apart from you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can come in and have that, okay, cool, you're back factor. It's kind of like if you look at it European-wise with Saka, for example. When he was injured, they had to build a team. They had to build a certain level of chemistry apart from you. When you do come back, you make your moments. But now there is a slight energy shift, you know what I'm saying, on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I understand what George is saying, where it's kind of like, hey, man, it's, yes, you would bring him in. But also, remember, now there's a lot of adjusting being made.
Peter Sharuri has a couple of goals in this campaign. Do you think his clinical finishing will just come to fruition this time around? Because obviously, the last time they barely had 2 shots, not to mention one on target. You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy business when you're playing at home. I don't understand why we're not using our home advantage. But also, you can't go pape when you're playing against a team that's like Al Ahly.
Yeah. No, but...
I said it.
Okay.
I said Al Ahly first time.
No, but that's the key to it. The key to it is look, Sundowns has been struggling a little bit in terms of scoring and creating those chances.
Yeah.
But again, Champions League football, guys, 1 chance, 1 goal, you go home. You get what I mean? You're not going to see too many shots. So hopefully Peter can come in and do something.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it's going to pan out. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's probably going to go to extra time. Somebody's going to nick a goal there. Would it's Sundowns or Al Ahly? I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that it's Sundowns that gets something from that game.
Interesting stuff. And then on the other side of Soweto, Orlando.
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates obviously are going to be flying that
Also
side.
that
They're
side.
already that side by now. And it's going to be a tough one. But I think when you look at it from like a perspective, class of is like a clear, a silver, shining up. You can just predict Pirates will do well because it's team enkulu.
Kana, what do you support?
Orlando Pirates.
There we go.
No, but this is not why I'm bringing this point up. I'm just saying we all know that Pirates is a great team and we want a perfect send-off for our coach.
Last time when we were shooting, they were playing, so we didn't even get to watch the game.
Oh, thank you, Va.
Hey.
Oh, VAR. Oh,
Hey,
VAR.
Wasbonge.
Hey, VAR. It could have been 2-0 on the day.
Could have, should have, didn't.
Do you know what's funny? Pyramids play different to the other teams from up north. You know how I've been telling you about Al Ahly and how Al Ahly defends and Wydad defends and ES Tunis defends. These guys came out and they're like, hey, guys, we're playing.
No, they like high pressing football.
Yeah.
That's what Pyramids does, bro.
So that was very interesting to watch because I think it gave Pirates a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
But then what I'm scared of with Pirates is that even though that defense is very strong, SBC, LTB, they've put up their hands. They've been playing very well, and you're probably going to see a back 3 again. Back 3,
Why
back 5.
back 3, dog? I think a back 4 makes sense.
No, back 3, back 5. So that you have the ability to go forward with Hoto, with Van Rooyen without leaving 2 because they've been killed.
So you push your wings up as well.
2 and then the fullbacks.
It's 3 and then 2 fullbacks.
So what do you have with Van Rooyen with CBC?
So Van Rooyen as the wing back,
Yes.
but in the
Hoto?
middle, Hoto has been playing there.
That side, yeah.
Then what they've been doing is they'll have it's LTB, Mbogazi Kisbisi, and they've brought in Marco. Marco has been coming back a little bit in these games. Essentially, you just need 3 players to sit.
Yeah.
and they've been suffering. Pirates this season, in these past few games, they've been suffering. It's been about defending. It's been about being ugly. It's been about just, holding on. And maybe that's where you get a little bit scared with Fiston Mayele.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can get one chance, you can bury it and it becomes a completely different game. Where Pirates needs to work, what Pirates needs to work on is going to be its attacking side. Because Libona, they've been struggling when it comes to creating chances, when it comes to scoring goals. And the big question has been, is it going to be Mahopa or is it going to be Mabasa as strikers? Two different players. Mabasa's a finisher in box.
I'd rather have Mabasa, dog. I'd rather have Mabasa.
I'd rather have Mahopa in this game.
I mean, for many reasons, give me one.
Mahopa allows Mfukeng and Kota to score.
I see.
Mabasa, they sort of run into each other. Mahopa doesn't mind.
He wants to be the old Kabuza, just in the poacher.
You get what I mean?
Like, he's not like a playmaker of some sort. He's just like,
So Mahopa gives you the option of, you can even, because midfield the Pirates is taking, you can play a long ball straight to Mahopa, and then now you've cheated and you're in the other side. He also drags defenders.
Kumang in midfield,
Ooh, Mbata and Makaula.
Oh, Donna, come on.
Nah, fam.
Come on, bro. No, Sundowns couldn't even penetrate that midfield.
It's all about pyramids now.
Tibang is great, Mara. When you have to play out the ball, Mbata's hiding. Makaula's not going to take the ball.
Yeah.
He's a defensive mid. He's not going to come take the ball. So
do you think it's also going to be a close game then?
You said something about pyramids. What do you want to say about them?
I even lost my mind right now because I had the thoughts, but now I have a question. Right. So what are you predicting then for the game?
Close game.
To today when this episode.
Close game with who clinching the winner? Because there has to be a winner.
Pirates, and it's only because I believe Pirates has more big game. They've played more finals, games of consequence in the past few years. It's 5 trophies that they have in the bag.
Yeah.
I think that's what's
and
going
also
to help
their
them
stats have been amazing. Like in their last 5, they haven't lost anything.
and they're
In the
unbeaten
last 5
in the
in total,
Champions
or
League.
CAF?
In the last 5, in the last 5 games they played.
They're
in
the
general,
only
they're form.
unbeaten team left in CAF. They're
my
unbeaten
God.
up to this point.
There's no L, bro. There's no L, 0. And Ghost was mentioning earlier when we were chatting, Guti, he thinks it's going to be a tight game, but Pirates will clinch a goal in extra time.
What's probably going to happen,
So
like I
now-
said,
yeah.
it's going to be a pressure thing. Pyramids is going to, at some point, Pyramids is going to have to try and get the goal. And the moment they do that, that's when you bring on Mabasa and you counter. Or when I'm Mfukeng 1v1, he's great with the ball at his feet. The problem is, for most of that game, he's probably going to be getting balls high and he's going to be facing physical defenders. But the moment it breaks down, if you look at the game they played at CR Belouizdad, the moment Belouizdad started pushing, that's when Abu Mfukeng came alive and they were able to steal some goals there.
Your
So I think
pronunciation
that's
of
going to
these
happen.
names is kind of crazy.
This is what he lives and breathes,
His
man.
pronunciation,
Dude,
but
tell me about
Belouizdad.
what's his name? Tabiso Monyane.
Yeah.
Is he not playing because of injury or just he's not making the squad? No, but it's a valid question, Napara. What do you mean?
It's tough.
He is available, but then I think they're choosing Van Rooyen over him. Van Rooyen has had a better season up to this point. So, yeah, he was injured.
It makes more sense because
Yeah.
he just arrived.
No, he was injured, but I don't see him displacing Van
How
Rooyen.
long was he
because-
out for?
They've been struggling.
Yeah, because his next. What was he out for?
How long was he out for?
What for a minute,
It was
man?
this season because Libito was playing at some point. He got injured. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't see him displacing Van Rooyen.
Because he's a super amazing talent, man. Because I mean, even internationally wise, he does the things that need to be done. So I kind of miss him at the back there. But if you're saying Van Rooyen has been better than him, I hope he gets his time again, man. I really hope he gets his time again. So final predictions: we're saying Sundowns and Al Ahly.
Yeah. Sundowns 1-0. Al Ahly. Sundowns winning.
Sundowns winning. So clean sheets for Sundowns because I
sheets,
think
Sundowns.
they've considered the least goals.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I think I read that somewhere they've considered the least goals. Sundowns in this
yeah,
campaign.
yeah,
so
yeah.
that could be. I stand to be corrected in case who keeps Lapa. Say Google fast. No,
boy.
kid, I'm actually growing to love you because I think I can love you better from a distance. What?
Jose Rivera, your coach.
Yes,
There's
let's
a
talk about
rumor.
There's a rumor that's going
Allegedly.
around.
Allegedly.
And you know what? You were enlightening me earlier on. For those at home who don't know what we're talking about, let me give you the backstory on that. So, mina bengazi ukuthi this is a pirate's curse.
A pirate's curse.
Yeah, like I'm a coach at Malvi. Like when our coaches leave,
Yes.
they always give you the PR reason why the brew is leaving.
I miss
and
home.
allegedly there's another reason, because he said, I quote his word, he said, every time,
Not to me.
I quote I
you're the one
quote
who told
George.
us
He
the
said,
story.
whenever the Pirates coaches leave, for some weird reason, they always pop up somewhere.
In a
the
different
pop-up
league.
thing is exactly what I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Apparently and allegedly,
Yeah.
not apparently, scratch that, allegedly, Zamalek has interest in Rivero. And that could be potentially
Not black label. Not black label.
the beneath the surface reason why our beloved coach is leaving the Soweto Giants. And could that be true? And what's the reason why you think he would take a
Man,
job?
all of them get homesick. All of them get homesick. Zimbabwe got homesick. His son was sick in hospital, allegedly. Ruth Kroll wins the treble. And then all of a sudden, he's let go. He doesn't know what's happening.
Guys, people go through things in life.
Rivero's missing home.
Guys, missing home.
Mara, you don't go home. You go to another country to go coach immediately.
No, it's not immediately. Obviously, you went home for a bit.
Oh,
And then you were like, you know what,
I'm
I'm bored now. You know what I'm saying?
Just a young something young.
It's a young something young. George, I think your conspiracy theory is crazy. I think you are.
It is a crazy conspiracy,
It's a crazy
theory,
conspiracy.
but based on his conspiracy, I think it kind of makes so much sense. Because it doesn't make sense for someone who still, I think, is so deserving of the opportunity of snatching the title and winning it with Pirates. And obviously, it's tough to win it against Mamelodi Sundowns. They're really a brilliant team. I can't really fault them for that. But I think you can't be winning things and just leaving. Like, it's giving Klopp. It's giving, like, as in...
He wants to say, I want this and that.
Skip on with Pirates, well.
Right in the history
Like, hello, guys. Like, skip on, well. Like, who could replace him?
People are saying Rulani because there's someone who's going through some tough time that Morocco. Apparently, it's done. It's over.
Yeah,
it's finished.
We just found this out now before we shot. It's finished. It's done.
He's jobless.
Let me just read you the stats that he had, and you tell me if he had a good run or he
Yeah.
had a terrible run based on what he said here. 1 second. There we go.
I'm just saying, let people go through their things. When Pep was going through a divorce, you guys didn't say anything.
Okay, so
He stayed.
Wade Mokwena part ways. Out of 35 games,
Yeah.
he has won 14,
Okay.
and he has
What?
he has won 14.
Oh, I thought you said 14.
14, and he has drawn 14,
Yeah.
and he has lost 7. So, would you say? No. Is it?
Yeah.
Are these his
14,
stats?
14. Yeah, it's
These are his
14,
stats.
14, 7. Yes, 35.
Would you say this is a good season for him, or based on where he took the club and where he left it, it's a horrible season for him?
Guys, it's
Silver
with
win.
that. No, it's with that. Like, guys, it's with that. When you go up north, they don't care about what your season is. You need to win the trophies. Or at the very least, you need to qualify for this CAF Champions League. They're not going to wait for you. They're not patient, those people.
Yeah.
So
The moment Rulani signed,
Yeah.
we knew that he's not going to play the Club World Cup. He's not going to play the Club World Cup because those guys have no patience. And you know what's sad?
Yeah.
They signed, I believe it's 23 players for him.
During his season.
23 players. They allowed him to bring in his old technical
whole
team.
squad.
They allowed him to do a lot of different things.
First class treatment.
Kesias Mailula landed there, former Sundowns player who was having a tough time in America. Lodge landed there, having a tough time in Sundowns. They gave him everything. I think Urlani overplayed his hand. You see, Coach Pizzo, when he went to Al Ahly, he needed to win the Champions League. He won the champion. He had to finish the Champions League job, then win it the following year.
Yeah.
The moment, even now, you see Al Ahly's coach Marcel Koller right now.
Yeah.
He's under pressure because he might
Sundowns.
not have a trophy at the end of the
Still has
season.
to play Sundowns.
You get what I mean? He's second in the league. He might lose this champion. Those teams don't play. They don't play. They don't have time. And Urulani, don't forget, he comes from a family. He comes from he was at Sundowns for plenty of years.
Yeah.
He had control. You know, man, Mosekai.
Mosekai, dog. Like,
No
this
Sekai.
is where you are. Yeah.
When you go there, shem.
But the
never
thing
last.
is, you're saying that, but at the same time, they gave him everything.
Yeah.
Everything and anything that he could have needed
Yeah.
for him to not draw 14 times. 14 times is crazy. But
14.
how it's crazy. How, like,
Do you know how many meetings they called?
Like, how do you draw 14 times?
Yeah.
But in that very same line, still talking about the guy, he's never not out of the news. He's never not in the news. Like, he's always going to be saying something. Like, for me, it's giving like if he had blood in him, it's giving like his deep compellers something. It could be a cousin, a son, an uncle, because even the way they reason, it kind of sounds the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, am I wrong, dog? Am I wrong for making the comparison?
That's
Which coach would
crazy.
you compare to Compella?
Yeah. So
I think Rulani's a pizza, but I hear you.
Not the way he speaks, not coaching style. Just
No,
the
no,
way
I
he
mean
speaks.
the way he
Yeah.
speaks.
The way
Yeah,
he speaks.
he comes from that pizza tree.
Comes from the pizza tree. But in the same line, Mokoena is linked with Orlando Pirates,
Nah.
who are searching for a replacement for Jose. And how would you guys feel? To the fans at home, do you think Rolando Mokoena is going to or would be a good fit for Orlando Pirates to
They're
take
gonna
over
look
from
at the
Jose?
stats. They're just gonna look at those
14
14
draws.
draws, and they're gonna be like, nah. Because even you wouldn't want someone with what position wise?
It's environment.
Well, technically,
Ranjan,
he
much.
was almost invincible here in SA.
When was that?
He lost,
Technically, it doesn't
2 years
really
ago.
count.
No, last season.
Yeah.
He lost on the final day in the league. That was the one loss they had all season.
Crazy business going on. There's a lot going on. And also, I mean, position.
He mustn't go.
Wait, but there's also
Mustn't go in.
other names in the list. Boys,
Okay, yeah.
there's also Coach Pito. I mean, we have to throw coaches who
that's
don't
big-
have jobs
that's
right
big
now.
on the list,
Pito needs a job. Pito's out here, he's busy. I know he has money, but
Yeah.
he wants to do something with his time.
Yeah, foundations and all. Can't do anything.
Mara, guys, fundamentally, they don't match Pirates. They don't match Pirates. Attitude-wise, when last did you see a Pirates coach in the news? Or saying something crazy in a press conference?
Because you can't come online and say something crazy when you miss your family.
When you miss
home. You miss
Jose,
home, bro.
you miss home. Mara Jose, has upolile, man.
calm
The
and
way
it's
he
okay.
handles the media, that's what you need. Now, the questions that they've been asking is, would Coach Rulani and Coach Pito trust the youth the way that Jose Rivero has trusted them? Would they be able to coach a team where you're not going to get that money?
Yeah.
Dr. Ivan Kosa's not going to give you 50, 60 million to go get a South American.
Yeah.
But then fundamentally in terms of the gameplay, also there is an issue because Rulani is a possession play, possession, Shushan in piano possession, chameleon, what they called it.
Yeah.
He loves that. Pirates is a transition wing. It's a transition wing based team. It doesn't match. Pito's similar. So
It's all the kids that Chiefs people just suggesting what Pirates needs. Because I feel like this is to your benefit.
what do you mean?
As a Chiefs-
I'm trying to make you better.
Win
Win
something.
Mthathu bona.
Woman. You're making some valid points.
Yeah.
So what I'm technically hearing, practically hearing from what you're saying to me is that Jose is irreplaceable.
Not irreplaceable, but there's an archetype that you need to get. Like
There's a what?
an archetype.
Oh,
Sekhuwa.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and
Kai,
some siyashayisa manje ngo-7. Siyashayisa.
Zinpower.
Hello, baby girl. You are my archetype.
Ooh.
Hello, archetype. Hey, Jemima. All right.
Hey, archetypes wave back.
Archetypes wave back.
No, what I'm saying is that I think if you look at Pirates' most successful coaches, Ruud Krol, unassuming guy, nobody expected too much. He came in and was doing a lot. Won the treble. You look at Zinbauer, unassuming guy, quiet. Yazi, bapholile.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you need. I don't think the attitude of that goes together
You
with
don't need
Pirates.
you don't need a crazy coach.
But then that being said, Mangoba for the win, guys.
So Mangoba
He's gonna
join
say
Pirates.
this every single
If
episode.
Mangoba, he plays the football.
episode.
Crazy business. Anyway, guys, we've been talking African, talking everything African, but we haven't had time to touch on to the other leagues as well. Very sad news. Would I say it's sad news if someone gets relegated, but also they retire?
Shembali.
Like I don't know how
They
I
were
feel
eaten.
about
And
the
also
thing.
they retire. It's crazy.
You know, Vardy is obviously left Leicester City after Leicester City got relegated.
I don't blame him.
I think he's a key figure and a key player in the history
Yeah.
of Leicester City. He's done so much. He's had a Premier League in the last, couple of years. He's won it, regardless of what we say or think. He's gone. He's went to the Championship, came back, and then he's like, "I miss it. Let me just go back. Let me just go back." He's won it more recently than both of you guys.
But back then,
Sure.
but
And they've also been relegated twice.
yeah.
I don't think.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, fair trade.
It means nothing to me. You know what it is? Like
Fair trade.
I hear the sadness of it all,
Yeah.
but I think to a certain extent, as
Yeah.
a player, your loyalty will be the death of you.
It's overrated.
It's
that thing.
overrated. Saying, "Oh my, you're so loyal to the club. You had all these years," means nothing. Heung-min, and I keep saying this, Heung-min Song is going to be the same story if he continues to keep his loyalty at Tottenham.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Vardy, I don't know what he's doing.
Okay, you're talking about loyalty. Let's talk about what Van Persie did. If we're talking loyalty,
He left and won.
so now, so what?
He left
That's
and
what I'm
won.
saying.
Were y'all not pissed when you left?
I was
No,
pissed.
no.
No, I was pissed for my own things. Losing a player like that
Yeah.
is crazy. Even the way we lost him. But then I can't blame him for saying, guys,
Exactly
I
my
need to go
point.
win.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
As
First
a
of,
player,
first of all,
leave,
Vardy is
bro.
old, and Vardy's got some international caps in him, so I think he's done well for his
But
career.
it's too late.
No, it's too late.
You should have cashed out with Mahrez and Drinkwater and all of
Because
those
they wanted- they were
guys.
teams that
Let
are
it
interested.
go, bro. Let it
Those
go.
guys cashed out so quick. When they won the league and they were like, hey, City's at the door.
Let
Let
it go.
it go.
There's
And then
certain
he
players
stayed for
where it makes
loyalty.
sense.
You get what I mean?
Maybe he thought he could do it the second time.
But
Without,
then, okay,
without
okay.
Mahrez and N'Golo Kante.
Does he?
And Maguire, right? Oh,
Who's
Maguire's
Maguire?
from Everton.
No,
Isn't Maguire from Leicester?
He is,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Marco,
then
yeah.
does it devalue his loyalty when he leaves now?
Loyalty
No,
is
it doesn't.
overrated.
I think he leaves Leicester as a hero, and he's
Mara,
done
he's
everything. And
leaving
also needs to
Leicester.
give chance to other kid who's been waiting for his starting. Like you're
Yeah.
talking to now, I'm being benched to a guy who's been to the Premier League twice and back and won it. Now he's back here. Now
again.
I'm being benched.
Makes
I'm
no
coming in as a sub. No. That guy must vie. He must just invest, buy Swansea like Modric. I don't know, do something.
Dude,
Or
the-
buy Leicester.
There's certain players where I feel like loyalty makes sense, especially if your club is struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example,
He's like a Lucas
Bruno.
Radebe for Leeds, in a sense. If you look at it now, like the bigger picture. He'll always be a
Okay.
club legend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See,
Sorry,
Bruno can stay at United. And no matter how far down United goes down, Bruno can stay because that
He
type
would-
of loyalty
when he
makes
doesn't
sense.
when he doesn't win things, he's gonna wanna leave.
Bruno
Looks like he could be a player in Spain for some weird reason. He could do well
is it
in
because
like
his
maybe in
surname is
Atletico Madrid.
Fernandez?
Fernandes.
Fernandes.
Is it not? Is it
I
Fernandes?
don't know what you say.
I always hear the commentators say Fernandes, and then I see on
Fernandes,
papers like
Wafundi is Portuguese.
Fernandes.
Fernandes. Yamas Fernandes.
Just certain players, I feel like it's okay to be loyal.
Yeah, I mean, so
No, but now I'm against that. Loyal
What?
for what, guys?
okay, let me read this to you. It said that in this article, Vardy said, Leicester City has been my second home and my extended family in my life for 13 years. The club, the city, the people mean so much to me and my family. It's a place that has shaped the lives of the kids who have been so lucky to call place Leicester home. So,
Me, I want the Instagram post where you're swearing.
when was it?
This is the cleaned up one. This one.
This is,
His
listen,
PR
allow
company
it.
was like, we need to find you a club.
Allow it.
Please.
Allow it. There's a couple of teams we all know they've gotten relegated.
Okay, so where does he go? Where does Vardy go now at his age? Where he's saying he leaves Leicester. Should we
MLS.
care?
retirement village. Where else would he go? He must go play golf with Bale. Like he must just be somewhere outside.
MLS.
But couldn't he have some time,
Bro,
Italy?
I would understand if he's quitting and he's in the Premier League. Like, you understand?
Yeah.
Nah, he's there, dog. Like, unless he wants to play for the second team that side.
Let it go.
Mara,
Or
can't
maybe-
he go to Italy?
No, knock on Bendy's though.
He's
I don't know.
38.
Ronaldo's 49.
That's different.
That's
Those
a
ones don't
lie.
want to let
That's
go.
49. Jeez.
No, damn near at this point.
Was in Saudi for that long.
Damn near at this point.
Listen, that
People
nigga doesn't
must
grow.
Let go.
That nigga
Let
doesn't
go
grow.
of
No,
leave
cash
the football.
out.
Leave
Cash
the
out.
football.
Cash out somewhere.
So you
Before it leaves you.
saying Teko was right for leaving Pirates.
Yes. Deco will say he was
But
right
then
for
after he
leaving
left, that's when
Pirates.
they won everything. So that's kind of weird.
He won a Champions League literally 2 seasons later.
Retire, Jamie
Like,
Vardy.
you didn't have to burst
Retire.
like that so quick. I was just trying to get to the point.
Retire.
But shout out to you, man. We enjoyed watching you score against probably all of our teams here: Man United, Arsenal.
That's
And he
crazy.
has
scored-
that record. Remember that
Yeah, I
record?
know he does.
He scored some banging goals. So shout out to you, man. Enjoy history. Open a Zambak farm. I don't know, something.
Sterling also you. Retire.
Ipswich Town, obviously 21
What
points.
is Zambak farm? Yo,
You can
whole
farm
bunch
Zambak.
of lip service that one.
Can what a bunch of lip service was that one? You guys are talking smack, some real stuff there. obviously we got Ipswich Town who's fighting for relegation.
Yeah.
And
which is so unlucky, boy. Because the way those boys play, they give up the same. Unlucky.
no, really
They
unlucky.
give up the same energy as Nottingham, in my opinion. The way they play, the drive that they have, the youth of that squad.
Do
as
they
well
do playoffs?
No.
What?
They don't. So Ipswich is
Bottom 3 gone.
practically gone.
Perhaps.
So
Gone.
So it's
West
what,
Ham
Leicester,
United
South?
and Tottenham just missed it by
What and what?
Tottenham and West Ham, dog, are right there in the top five.
Bottom five.
Bottom five, yeah.
Imagine.
But
and
what's the point difference for Tottenham actually getting relegated there? Just
how many games
I
are
mean,
left?
I mean, if you compare 37 to 21 points, it's a couple of points.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's very sad that when I see Tottenham's last 5
Postecoglou.
games, I just see reds, man. It's just L's and draws. There's nothing green. There's no green. There's no goal.
L's and goals
but
is
can we
crazy.
just talk about that for a second? These teams go up and down, and it's always the same teams. Like Burnley
Yeah,
easily gets promoted out of the
and
championship,
easily comes back.
jumps into their bottom,
bottom.
go back down, come back. About Southampton,
It's giving Jomo Cosmos. It's giving Jomo Sono. That's what I think. That's what is his business. His business
Yeah.
was not to win anything. Was to bring players from this side, come this side, sell them.
But what do you think is the
go
problem?
back.
Though? What do you think is the problem?
That they
Do
can't-
you think it's a money thing? Do you think it's a preparedness? Do you think
No,
do you
the
think
Premier
the
League,
standard-
the
the
Premier League
standard
is really
is-
tough, dog. The Premier League is really
Mara,
tough.
to have? I mean, doesn't Southampton have
But that's
like
like
9
4
points or something?
Don't they have 4
11 now.
relegations
11
in
now.
total?
Minus 54 goal difference.
But look at that. What do you think is
Minus 54, dog.
that cap is insane?
Like if you don't have a hat trick against Southampton, I don't know what you're doing in life.
But what is that? What is causing that? Is it a money issue? Because you know, about Ipswich, shame they're sponsored by Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran had to come in and sponsor the team.
Baby,
And the thing is, if he doesn't do wedding gigs, they don't get paid.
Hey Joe,
Darling, I will be scoring. Yeah.
Girl. No, man, I also think, I don't know.
from position 17.
That's at the bottom of the barrel, man. I think it's tough for them to really adapt to the amount of money that are in the Premier League. Like, if you can just look at the financial books of, let's say, third place Man City versus Southampton.
Yeah.
Like, I think Foden's salary can pay everyone in the Southampton squad.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mara unale experience. I mean, okay, should we expect more from Burnley the next season when they come in? Because they
We
came
should.
in, they
How
got
are their stats in thingy?
Antona, they dominate.
Who, Burnley?
Yeah.
Burnley,
check- I'll
Burnley
check for you
got
now.
straight. They're number 1. They got straight promotion. Scott Parker's the coach, I think.
Why for some
So
reason?
now-
Why is it when I think of Burnley, I think of Vincent Company? Am I mad?
He was coaching. He was coaching there before.
Oh
he went to
yeah,
Bayern.
because I'm like he never played
He
for them, but I
promoted
saw
them.
that big head there somewhere.
But do you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Burnley are second.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, see Leeds. Here's another one. Leeds is gonna come back up
Go
and
back.
then go back down. Are we watching?
Can I ask then, is it like, for example, what Prince was saying, that the level of intensity is not the same in that league to the, and not to say it's not the same, like it's drastically not the same. It's giving these two Vesas, it's giving PSL then.
Dude,
Low key.
24
then.
teams.
We're looking at
in
three.
the-
We're looking at 3 teams that always dominate, and then the others they just win here and there. But then ultimately, what are the big 3 in that league? Is that what it's giving?
I think it's just readiness, man. I think I get what you're saying about like the toughness of the league, but to finish with 11 points, like that's insane.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? That's too low.
Can I give you a crazy fact?
Yeah.
In the championship, no team is 11 points
You see,
from bottom to up.
Ganja.
Like the highest, like the bottom.
They've all
Plymouth,
won, yeah.
Plymouth is 24th in the championship, and they've got 43 points. Like they're at the bottom. Like number last is 43 points, and number 1 has 94.
What type of high school football
Shit is
freaking
going on there.
church service?
I mean, Plymouth did eliminate Liverpool in a match, so they I think that's it's very competitive.
but
that
they
side.
drew with Pirates. No, literally, they played Pirates preseason.
I don't know how we got there because this has nothing to do.
And how was
with
that
Iti
game?
Mengulu.
No. Let's.
This has nothing to do with
It was
Iti Mengulu.
preseason. It sucked that
It
game.
sucked.
But anyway,
Boring
yeah.
match. Everyone was trying to see.
It's one of those like international friendly
Yeah.
club games.
When they went to Spain.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
No, the boys had a really terrible season. So we say goodbye to Southampton, Ipswich
again.
Town, and
Wait, can we speak about Ramsdale? Isn't this the 4th time he's getting relegated?
bro, like
Yeah, no, he's so
I
unlucky.
think he's got the record. I think he's got the record.
he's so unlucky as a player, man.
It's actually so sad because he was at Arsenal a season,
Not
2
so
seasons
long
ago.
ago, dog.
And it's like, imagine watching that team touch the top of the Champions League and when you are
Top
getting
of the
relegated
table.
again.
In and out.
At that point, leave football before it leaves you.
Yo.
Leave football before it leaves you.
Leave football before it leaves you.
Now,
and it's
exactly-
left you 4 times, my brother. Now we.
Leave the football.
Leave the football.
Relegated now, man.
Who must,
Relegated.
who must leave football?
Leave the football, Rashford. Leave the football.
Hey, don't disrespect
Now,
us.
battle of Champions League football next season.
Yes.
This guy's disrespect us. This guy. Do you see who he is now?
He is a better player without Man United.
him.
A way better player.
He might be going back though.
So let's not talk about number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We've got the battle of the top 5 in the Premier League. So
Zeng.
it's quite clinched there on top there. I would say with Manchester City, 34 games played, 61 points.
Yeah.
And right below them is Nottingham Forest with the game in hand, sitting at 60 points. So it's giving that number 3 spot.
Wait.
Yeah.
What's Arsenal's points?
Arsenal 67
So City.
is 5 points away. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right here. Look, right here. This is the stats.
6 points away from.
6 points away. Don't look there at number 6.
That's
Don't
2
look-
games, and you haven't played them.
Nottingham.
It's tight. It's tight.
That's
That's what
top-
she
that-
said. It's tight.
About you. She said that's what she said. He didn't say that.
Actually, no, we're not dabbing it up, but ew, there's.
Jeez, man.
I'm 6, bro. Let me have this.
Alright,
But I'm
alright,
not 5. That's number 4.
but wait.
Number 4 is looking close.
No. We can't say that because as I was going down the points, if Newcastle is 59, Nottingham is 60, and Man City is 61, and then that's just top 4 already. Those any of these 3 teams can make top 3, right?
No, 100%.
Any of them can make top 3.
It just takes that one game.
Top 2. One of these teams will make top 2. I don't know who though. And it's not guaranteed at this point in time because it seemed like Arsenal had really like a big gap on Man City or Nottingham, but it seems like it's just 2 games.
So what's wrong, George?
If Nottingham Forest wins,
Yeah, they become
they are
second.
4 points away from Arsenal. So I've done.
It's a lot. Be hurt.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is because now the 5th spot, the 5th position means that team enters the Champions League next season based on the new format. So this is what's interesting now. The people are fighting to be 5th. If you can see, Newcastle can still end up 3rd, depending on how it goes. Because if they win here, they're already above Man City, and they're going to be above Nottingham Forest. That's only Nottingham if Nottingham doesn't win.
Yeah.
So then there at the bottom there, way there at the bottom there at the bottom, you got Chelsea at 6th.
Not way at the bottom. Maybe like slightly at
Like
the
you have
bottom.
to scroll up a little bit.
Nah, I mean, just one.
You have Chelsea with 57 points, who are still not guaranteed a Champions League spot for next season. And you've got Aston Villa, who's got the same amount of points, but they've got they've played
worse
a
goal
game
difference.
more. Yeah, they've also played a game more. So who do you say is making that top 5? Starting from I think Arsenal and Liverpool is the top 5. Who's 3, who's 4, who's 5, and who's not making it?
City's 3.
I can see City being 4, hey? I don't want to lie. I can see City at 4, Nottingham 3. And then you see that number 5, I don't want to talk about it. I ain't going to lie.
Newcastle
Newcastle's
top 4.
taking
If
the
I
top.
talk about it,
Top 5? I'm going to talk top 5 now, boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, Newcastle
Arsenal,
top 4.
For me, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle,
Nottingham.
Forest.
I'm saying, by God's grace, Arsenal first, Liverpool second, by God's grace, Nottingham 3rd, City 4, and by God's grace again, Chelsea 5th.
What in the name
By
of
God's
grace?
grace.
dipped
Why
in
are you
peanut
God's
butter are you
grace?
By
talking
God's
about?
grace.
You're God gracing like your bed
By
slips
God's
here.
grace.
Yeah, no, you
Why
can't
not?
do that. It's not. These are not one run slips.
By God's grace, trust me.
These are not one run
Trust me, I've been
slips.
feeling lucky, but I mean,
Top
obviously,
4 is Fulham has more of a chance of making top 2 than you.
But for real though, okay, Liverpool,
Yeah.
Arsenal. I still think Nottingham can push up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then City, Newcastle.
So wait, guys,
That's my legit one.
is this really City? If this is one of City's worst seasons,
Imagine what next year is going to be like. It scares me, bro. It scares the hell out
And
of.
they're what 18 points away from you.
Yep.
They are 6 points away from Arsenal, number 2. Guys, has it been a bad season for City?
According to your standards, yes.
Yes. According to 4-time winning City, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
it's really a terrible
We're comparing.
To a
yeah.
99-point finishing Man City, this is way below their standards.
We're comparing.
I mean, you've got 4 games to go and they're 60 points. Last year, dog.
It's not a bad
Last
season.
year and the year before that, after 34 games, how many?
Okay, so is the EPL a farmers league then?
No, it's not.
Because
Just Pep Guardiola just outplayed everybody in that league. That's all I have to say.
Mara, okay, look, obviously Liverpool's gone,
Yeah.
but all of these guys are the same, and they're probably not going to be able to catch Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%.
Last season, it was, I think, similar, but Man City was top, and then Arsenal, and then there was. Is this not a farmers league, guys?
It's not. Do you know why? You know why I would debate that point? And not to disagree with it, but I would debate it because I'm looking at the amount of draws in the league itself.
Yeah.
That goes to show me that teams can actually go head to head. I mean, look at Arsenal. 13 draws, bro. Who would Arsenal draw with? 13 teams. 13 times these guys have drawn, right? And
But that's the same Arsenal you hold in high regard. That's
crazy.
only
No,
6
no,
points
which means
away.
how brave of those teams who can take a point from Arsenal, whether it's at the Emirates or away.
No, what I'm saying
Doesn't
is...
that bridge the gap of how competitive the league is? Because if then the league was a farmers league, you'd have the top 6 winning each and every single game, 1 or 2 draws the whole season. The only time you lose is against your fellow top
Mind
6
you, these
people.
ones couldn't win against Nottingham.
But then what I'm
They're
saying
the only
is...
team that have beat me this season.
what I'm saying
and-
is...
no, I'm going to your point that it can't be
Yeah.
a Farmers League.
Yes.
But
That's what I'm saying.
what I'm saying is, doesn't that just show you that there's a team, always a season, there's a team, and there's everybody else? Like, for example, in the PSL, Sundowns, everybody else.
Real Madrid,
We say it's
Everybody else.
competitive. No, we're saying it's competitive, but you've got that outlier team, but then everybody else is beating each other. I don't think that's competitive the way we are.
I think there are ranks to this thing. There are ranks
Yeah.
of Farmers Leagues, right? For example, you look at, we always use League One as an example, right? That's a Farmers League. PSG, everyone else, right? Yeah,
Bayern Munich, everyone else.
Yeah, Bundesliga, same thing, right? I think now when we're going to look at it objectively speaking, then maybe Serie A is probably the most competitive.
Okay.
Because that's not a Farmers League.
Because you don't know who's going to win it any season.
That's not a Farmers League.
Okay, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? La Liga, you know, it's either Barca or Real Madrid. You can't say Real Madrid.
Atletico always comes close.
Atlantico always comes close. Then in the Premier League, the interesting thing is that it's always different teams at the top and then everyone else.
So then could you argue that, okay, here's an argument. Could you argue that Arsenal is, when we speak about it, for example, are meant to be far and away better than Nottingham? So are we giving Nottingham credit for being at the level of Arsenal? Or are we saying, and like Arsenal?
I think it's,
And like, why are you fighting those guys?
George, for me, angikwazi uthetha. Angikwazi uthetha. Ngalo hlobo.
I think I think you know what the problem is sometimes is
Sorry,
that
Paul,
we
sorry.
look at we love looking at history, especially when it comes to the Premier League. I don't know why we do that a lot. We love, like, for example, when you were asking now if Man City had a bad season, right? Objectively speaking, this was a good season, but we're comparing history, right? Liverpool, great season. You know what I'm saying? I won't lie, I'll give it to you. Except for the other trophies that you lost out on. Sorry about that.
And
by
I
the
still
way.
had a better season.
You know.
Still.
Not when why are we not talking about Nottingham Forest had a great season? There's
this is what
there's
I'm
history.
asking.
Saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're looking at Newcastle. Like, we love doing this in the Premier League, and I don't understand why.
But can I make the argument that even in Pep's worst year,
Yeah.
right, he was so good that he's still looking at number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't that maybe make it a Farmers League from that perspective, that this dude is having the worst season,
But he's still
able, his team is still able to go all the way up there?
But I would say the same thing with Liverpool 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
That was apparently their worst season under the Klopp era. And guess where he was in the league?
But that's what I'm saying.
No, but look at
so Abo Klopp can win the. Technically, when you look at it that way, Abo Klopp can have massive setbacks and still be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Doesn't that show you that maybe the other teams aren't as good as we think?
But also look at
But
the
then
difference, though. Look at
you
the
get
points
me.
difference. Look at the point. You're saying, cool, he's touching 2, but he's 6 away from 2, and Nottingham Forest is just 1 away from him.
But in
Do you
his
get what I'm
worst
saying?
season ever,
Yeah, but the season-
Nottingham
Yeah,
are below him.
but by
He's
just
still,
1.
but he's still playing in the same thing in his worst season ever.
But
You get what I mean?
It's a long shot away from 1, especially looking at the fact that at any point from Newcastle even going up, he could actually land at 5. It's a potential from being
But
Farmers
then-
League for 4 years running.
But then you could also argue that Nottingham Forest is having the season of their lives. Aston Villa is having the season of their
Champions
lives.
League football guaranteed next season.
You know,
Villa.
Villa and Nottingham.
Chelsea, from where you guys were, even you guys having an indifferent season, you are here. Is it just that these guys are good enough that when it's lit, they can still do this, and everybody else is just not able to catch up? And that's why I say Farmers League, because every time we speak about this thing, these guys are having bad seasons.
Ghost, please dial us down here.
Would you say,
Like-
the simplest answer you have, would you say the PSL is a Farmers League now?
The PSL.
The
I mean,
Premier
sorry,
League.
my bad.
Like, is it a just
the Premier League? Is it a Farmers League?
What constitutes a Farmers League?
Just maybe 1 or 2 teams just dominating the league, and
And then
the
the
other
rest
teams
is
just
just-
never come close in any competitive season.
It's still very competitive
I agree with you.
because a number 1 team can. I'll take it back. I think it was when Liverpool won the league. They went on to lose to a team that was getting relegated. So in that sense, I will say it's very competitive. I don't think it's a Farmers League.
I agree with
But
you.
then
I
would
mean,
you be-
Crystal Palace showed you why.
But then,
Nottingham showed you why.
on that note, if I say in the last X amount of years, only City is won, the other team that has come close to them just so happens to be the team that's number 1 right now, can I make the argument that, well, over the past few years, it's been 2 teams that have been dominating?
And that makes it a Farmers
Essentially.
League.
Yeah, because Liverpool is up. They're back on top. The moment City fell out, they're back on top. Arsenal's been number 2 every time, number 2,
You see, I
number
told
2.
you number 1 in the number 2 business.
But that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And then everybody else has been under them. Can we make the argument that
Like, I think you do have a good argument, but I wouldn't compare it to like your Barcelona and Real Madrid, you know, because that one, it's always guaranteed that it's either Real Madrid or Barcelona, and then Atletico will creep in there and there. But
Arsenal?
I mean, look for example, the teams that beats the supposed Arsenal, which is in top form, is Bournemouth.
No, that's fine. That happens. I mean,
And then
City was
also
losing to
Newcastle. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we also lost against West Ham, and West Ham is like, wait,
But
Bottom 5.
City's lost to, was it Leicester? Or there was teams that City has lost to over the years
Pirates
that didn't
was
do
on-
there was a
much.
Wolves at some point that City lost like 2 games. There was Crystal Palace as well. That City lost like 2 games in the season too.
That's fire.
How do you feel about
That's
this?
a fire league.
This is Serie A.
Serie
Right?
A is a fire league.
Inter Milan, 71 points at the top. Napoli, 71. Atalanta, 64. Bologna, 60. Juventus, 59. Lazio, 59. Roma, 57. Going down, 56, 51, and then 8.
It's not
But
much
on
of
the
a
same
gap.
note,
It's
there
not
was
actually that much.
on the
fire.
same note,
Not-
there was a time when Juventus was winning everything.
And
Yes.
it was a
What
farmer's
was
league.
that?
That was a fun.
then if that
It was I think Juve was
now
just dominant.
Juve is like
they were
But
just
that's
like
what
City
makes
are.
it a farmer's league.
No, just because the team is dominating doesn't mean it's a
So
farmers
this
league.
Farmers League title,
I
it's
think
very
so.
seasonal,
It
right?
doesn't mean that.
I agree with that point. I think it's a seasonal thing because you will have times where it's extremely competitive and there are times where it's just
When has
free for all.
the EPL been extremely competitive?
During COVID.
During COVID.
during COVID.
So George, if you take it back
Let me
to
look at
the
that.
to the era or
That's just
era,
a guess.
depending on which part of the country you're from,
Yeah.
would you say that when United was winning those leagues back then, was it a Farmers League, or it doesn't make it a Farmers League because it was not with like high margins in terms of points?
I think there was a point where it was a farmers league, but then there's a point where Arsenal came in and won 2, I think, under Wenger. Then they did the Invincibles 2003. 2004. Immediately after that, Chelsea came up and was on the rise after that for a couple of years.
Jose
They were
Baba.
going back and forth with Manchester United. City then came into prominence with the Pellegrinis and all of those guys.
Your
So
Tevezes.
at least there you can see that it changed hands, man. You get what I mean? But there was a point where, honestly, Man United was killing everyone.
But I don't think
Essentially, all the leagues are Farmers League, basically.
I'm looking at, for example, the EPL, right, from 2023, 2024 season going down. And I'm not going to lie, it's been looking like Farmers League for a very long time, but it's just different teams.
bro, this
You
is
know what I'm
kudos
saying?
to
But
Pep
isn't
Guardiola,
it
dog.
marketing? Isn't it marketing?
What do you mean?
Arsenal is literally 6 points away from City. We look at City and we're saying that they have had the worst season of their lives. They're 6 points away from a
No,
team
I get that,
we
yeah.
say is having such an incredible season. They're number
According
two.
to their standards. Let's
I'm
get it
just-
correct.
No, but I'm saying overall,
Okay.
you look at it and you go, when you speak about the league as a whole, we're all giving credit to Arsenal. Oh, they're number two. They've been number two for 2 years. Look at how close they've come. Meanwhile, this team that's having the worst season for them, even
Is 6
statistically,
points away from
just
that
so
team.
happened to be 6 points away. And on top of that, Nottingham is 7 points away. And Nottingham, we don't even rate them. So isn't it now just the PR of the different teams?
So you're saying propaganda, George?
I
This is
say
propaganda.
we're just living in the past because everyone who thinks about Arsenal, Man City, just always going to reference to their top seasons, the Invincibles, or during
Yeah.
the Pep era. So sometimes in arguments and in debates like this, it's tough to kind of like settle to a point because it's always like Man United. You can always call them shitty, but that history speaks more than the trash talking we do now. They'll be like, Oxalayo,
yeah.
20 league titles,
No,
Oxalayo
but-
this.
But they're on page 2.
Yeah, they're
As
on page
Kulum
2.
Ngamatim are on page 2. That one can't be debated.
We have like 5 minutes left,
Okay.
if not less. Anything happening in football that you heard, news, anything that you want to drop on the show before we go?
I saw
Something interesting.
Anthony keeps going.
I think you should stay.
Real
You
Betis
should stay.
is on fire. Ever
should
since
stay.
I was, we used to joke about it, but it
No,
looks
he
like
is.
it's the real
He
deal.
is. He is. The whole universe manifested that man's greatness.
Yes, no, it
like
did.
everybody believed in him so much that he started performing like the person that we all knew he was at Ajax. So yeah.
something else I saw was quite interesting is Thierry Henry to be the head coach.
Allegedly or to be.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
say it, my brother.
Sorry. Head coach at Leipzig. How do you feel about that?
I love my goat, but the goats
It's
can't
being
coach,
considered.
man.
They're being considered by Leipzig, who are looking for a new head coach. How do you feel about that?
Is this Red Bull?
Yes.
Yeah.
The argument is great players normally never make great coaches, and I still disagree with that because I think if I look at Bayer Leverkusen, that just proves exactly the point. This is recent history.
But what happened this season?
No, but what happened to him winning the shit? You
I
know what I'm
know,
saying?
but
It
what
means
happened this
something.
season?
It means something. No, Uphelele Petrol. Like, we 93, you should have put 95 and let it. Then Brute decided to go with A. Because 93, dog, you trigger a corner. You over rev that thing. That petrol is gone like
Open your
aviator.
door.
It's chai, dog. Use your aircon. Wipers, petrol gone.
But okay, let's ask this: which great players have made great coaches?
In
Company.
2016,
Like I'm talking the goats.
Company.
Is Company a goat?
I mean,
he's
that's
not a
my
great
goat.
coach.
He got
That's my
relegated,
goat.
Leon.
What's
In
the,
2016, Thierry Henry did have a coaching job as assistant for Belgium. And I think with experience, he can bring something. I think when I listen to his analysis, how he analyzes games and knowing that he's played football at his highest, at peak, I think he can give something back. I don't know technically how he could be, what kind of coach he
Yeah.
could be, but I say, man, if you ain't got a job, just do it.
Aye. The goats struggle. The goats struggle because the goats are people that are superhuman. They're superhuman football players. Now they struggle because they've never had to relate to somebody who's not superhuman. The great coaches are the guys that have been sitting on the bench, that have been watching, that have to. Yazi, you understand what it's like to be a guy who maybe isn't as talented. Like there's that famous clip. He was coaching in Canada, Thierry Henry. There's that famous clip where he's standing on the side and he looks at the guys and he goes, I forgot what guys like, Nico, it's easy. You do this and do this. It's like, no, bro, you're Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry. It's
You
easy
get what
for
I mean?
you to say.
that's such a.
You get me?
Wow.
Look at Mourinho.
Wow.
What was
Wow.
Mourinho? What
Wow.
was a lot of the guys?
What was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Pep was-
Klopp was not even a
You
great
get me?
player, to be fair.
Look at Ribeiro as well at Pirates. He didn't say football.
Yeah, it's a painful one. It's too early.
Slot used to play bingo, man. Before this.
So
So that's very interesting. So I would say no. Let's do a bet slip, then we're out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, before you do the bet slip, rest in peace to Sinamandla Zondi.
Yes.
Yeah, the Durban City,
Durban City
defender, man. He passed away. Apparently, he collapsed during the warm-up. So rest in peace, man.
For the family. It's so sad to lose a life, man. Eh?
Yeah.
Not that I would know of, but it's really sad to lose someone. I've lost family members, and the football community, Monty is passing away, man.
And we also lost the Pope, remember? And that paused the Italian league.
Who cares about the Pope,
I'm
man?
just
Okay, I mean, the
saying.
people who care about the Pope, to be fair. Let me not. The people who care about the Pope. Why are you looking as if
Chief?
you don't care about the Pope?
I'm not saying
Chief?
anything.
May his soul rest in peace, to be fair.
I don't want to get struck by lightning.
Shout out to the Pope.
I mean, it's funny how people predict
Blasphemy.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tell him the Pope is gonna come and
Yo,
Pope you in your dreams.
There's 3 rand in my betway.
So let's get the bet slips out of here, and then
What we got?
we have Amazulu versus Man City.
Amazulu versus Man City.
Amazulu.
Amazulu versus Man
3-0 Amazulu. Both teams to score.
Both teams to score. All right, so let's do the Premier League first.
Okay.
We've got Chelsea and Everton.
Chelsea.
Oh, kanjani manje?
Chelsea win.
Chelsea win, yeah.
We just started, guys.
But granted, Everton has drawn.
Guys,
Do you
let's
know
not be in a
Everton
hurry.
has drawn the most in the entire league? 14 draws. 14 draws, like Morocco.
Let's not speak too quick, guys. Like I feel like this is money we're playing with here. We're playing with money here.
Chelsea win.
And this slip, we're gonna share it.
Chelsea win.
See, when you overthink your bets, that's where it goes wrong. Just go with your gut,
Just go with your gut. Chelsea win.
Just Komota it.
It's Komota that thing.
Come
Yo.
out of the thing. All right, so it's
Hey, my
Chelsea
hero.
win.
No, but yeah, guys, me, I'm going with
Got
my
32
best
cents
slips
here on
are
this
not
account.
good.
With 32 cents.
Chelsea
Didn't they
win.
say we're getting giveaways? I keep hearing this giveaway thing in my head. So like I'm covering the sponsor now.
Next week we're gonna do giveaways.
You'll hit this.
I promise.
Right here next to me, we're doing some.
What else
some
we
giveaways.
got?
We've got Brighton versus West Ham. I think we know how that's gonna go. It's an easy one for me, no brainer. Knowing where West Ham is sitting and understanding Brighton.
You guys are rude. Yo.
Why are you saying you guys are rookie pretty, Joe?
Yo,
Like nothing will brighten up their day.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Let's cook that one. Let me
getting
live.
to the end of the show.
And then we got Newcastle versus Ipswich.
Newcastle.
Easy.
Newcastle is going to
Has
leave
to beat
a
Newcastle.
parting present to Newcastle of 3 points. I think that is.
Why all these do you see
You don't believe in your sleep.
No, I'm looking at it just like it's like Wolves are playing Leicester, Southampton are
Yeah,
playing
bet that.
Fulham.
That's the next team. Wolves versus Leicester. I think
a draw.
I think Vardy is he still there? He hasn't left.
No, he hasn't left. He's still there.
I know he's
why
gonna
would
make one
he
last
leave
banger.
if the season is not over?
One last banger.
It's like
Screw this.
I'm out of here,
I'm outta here.
guys.
Like one last banger. You see this one? This one is that sideways. He's gonna score last hat trick. Leicester City
Against Wolves.
written in the book.
Shut up, man.
Trust me.
Shut up.
Trust me. Trust me.
Hang your boots, please. This is the team you should be saying to Bournemouth versus Man United. I can bet on a 50 rand bet slip, single bet, that Man United is not winning that match, bro.
Watch Harry Maguire.
Nah.
It's so sad to see those odds for Man U.
What are the odds too?
4-1.
4-1.
You saying that? Look at Ipswich and Newcastle 12.
For the Man United share.
And then the game that we are all waiting for in Old Reading, obviously, when Liverpool finally put the last nail
We're all
on the
waiting
coffin.
for-
Oh my god! And they have Tottenham.
And they have Tottenham, who has been gift of the givers this season, just dishing out 3 points.
Tottenham is Father Christmas
3
of the
points.
Premier League. Just tat.
3 points.
Tat.
I think Son needs to leave.
I've been saying this.
He needs to leave.
Leave her
So
aside.
that's an easy one. That's an easy one for me.
Yeah, no.
Speak for your money,
But
people.
I pray you guys. Tottenham.
I just hope he post clogs use.
Now we just need a draw or a win to clearly to secure it.
I'm gonna make another slip here, and it's gonna be all the least likely teams to win: Everton, Ipswich, Southampton.
Guys, quickly,
This
the
is
Copa
why
del
your
Rey.
balance
Guys,
is three.
Copa del Rey, Real
Yeah.
Madrid versus Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yes.
Barcelona.
Barcelona win.
Kanjani manje? Why did I even speak? Why did I even open my mouth?
You asked us the question.
Like you guys don't rate Real Madrid, do you?
No, it's raps.
I'm not saying I don't rate them, but the way they've been playing.
Ah,
Are you guys still like second now?
Was I reading fake news when I saw something about Mbappe could be fined for not Mbappe, Vinicius could be
Banned.
Could be banned,
or
yeah.
something. I don't know
Oh yes, it said he would be banned for 2 years regarding owning clubs.
Goes against
and the La Liga. The contradictions go against the Liga policies. It was alleged. I don't think there has been any updates since. But Vinicius could be banned for 2 years.
Mbappe hired a PI, ne?
Yeah. Oh no! You see, Mbappe is cooking.
Why did I tell you that?
Get him out of here.
That left
Pogba,
wing
this is your
belongs
chance,
to
my brother.
Kylian Mbappe.
Mbappe made it happen.
Pogba, this is your chance. my brother.
Somebody snitched.
No. Pogba.
Wasn't Pogba announced by a team?
I know, but it's some other weird team.
I think he's into like the word of God, like discipleship type of stuff.
You still going blasphemy?
No, ironically, because his name is Paul. Guys. He is a disciple because his name is Paul. That's a good one.
But yeah, even the odds here say it themselves. Betway even says here the odds are 3-2
Betway just wants to sleep.
for Real Madrid.
They want to sleep.
That's actually pretty close. Wow.
It's actually pretty close, but I still think it's going to be a Barcelona win.
No, Real Madrid has won more Copa del Rey than Barca.
That's
But you have a
fine.
Head
curse.
to head, we've won 3.
Yeah, you won more UEFAs than most teams, and here you are.
Because I have so many.
Oh, there's no space in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I try to give it to Arsenal, man.
Crazy
Try to
stuff.
give him that.
We're still saying,
I'm
we're still
catching
saying
a stray.
Barcelona.
I'm
It could be
saying
Barcelona or
Barcelona.
draw.
Lewandowski is injured, mind you. That's striking force. I know. You're gonna tell me about Rafinha. I know you're gonna tell me about him.
Ballon d'Or.
And Ter Stegen is expected to be in goal very soon. Coming back from I don't know. Ngathi bekunomsebenzi kubo lapha eGqeberha. Bekunomsebenzi kubo eGqeberha, then he's back now. So that's what's happening. And then I think that's about it. More than anything, congratulations to Yamal.
You keep.
Let me say it correctly. Congratulations to Lamine Yamal for winning the glorious world breakthrough of the year. Shout outs to you, my boy. Brace yourself. You're gonna be a big star.
Oh wow, that joke had no teeth.
Now you got it locked down like your pants. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This has been your boy PD Jokes here with my amazing guest. Isn't as a game like me? If ungancanya buzu gifts izokutshela ngathi angivayingwane ngivano.
George Bukwena, aka Mr. OT, your chief executive overthinker.
Your mama's favorite boyfriend and your
Nazo.
girlfriend's baby daddy. I am Desley, and I bless pregnancy on you, whoever's watching this.
And also, Sign Bougies wanna be baby daddy. That's true.
Cyan, baby. We need you.
You know, I was looking for her waist. Couldn't find it.
Oh, snatched.
Oh, her
Turns
waist
out-
is snatched. What?
Yeah. No, turns out it was actually a complete waste of time. Danko means thank you, Cyril Man's curfew. Benta League on side.
Shalom. Please. Aye.
Kibatla MacG go FIFA. MacG must host the FIFA tournament soon.
I'll probably win.
With
If
better.
you see I'm gonna win, I'm coming in second. I prophesy.
Oh, also, did you stop shooting? Can I announce the watch along? Oh shit, guys! Sorry, I almost forgot. For the UCL Champions League final, we are going to be doing a young something stream along, watch along, Nyana. So whether you're going to be joining us or not, just be on the lookout for those details. If you can make it, please come through. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have FIFA tournaments playing. We're going to have about days losing. So if you know you're good at FIFA, so please pull up and let's enjoy the game of football. Drops the mic.
What other celebration are they on FIFA? Or there's that.
Is Yaga Trossard?
Oh, and there's the.
The giddy.
Yeah,
I hate that celebration.
Finally, we check out the newest, freshest footballing show. But it's not just about football, it's also about the banter. It's on a league of its own. Onside the Banter League. It's the Banter League.